on your mind? What's the situation? Need you here. Tired of the wait and see.
One of the most recent shows on this list is startup pairs K-pop singer Boy with rising star Nam Joo-hyun in a glossy romantic tale of grace and ambition in a made-up mini-Korean Silicon Valley in the heart of Seoul. With its pleasing visual tones and youth-centric subject matter, the show presents a surely diverting spin on the standard K-drama model. Whether an actress from his look is the comforting rock that keeps it all on the ground as the grandmother who runs a snack truck and provides an all too necessary shoulder to cry on in life's harsher moments. Medical dramas are hardly new to the Korean drama scene, but Hospital Playlist, the second installment of the wildlife series after Prison Playbook, emerged as the most compelling example to date. A group of young doctors follow their friend Jung Suk secretly. They are to the hospital to work in a VIP ward, but only after agreeing to get the band back together later. Emotional tales of illness and grief play out against the gentle camaraderie of a group that finds solace from the hardship of their job in each other and their delightfully lousy five-piece garage band. The seventh class does not exactly set itself apart in its first episode, but once the action moves switches on the former US Army's camping ground that was turned into Seoul's cultural melting pot, it becomes one of the most progressive shows we've ever seen on Korean TV. The story features ethnically non-Korean characters speaking Korean and includes extremely taboo subjects such as transgenderism that were long thought to be too outre for TV. Through embodying some romance, of course, and a steady narrative of trying to get back at an evil corporate boss, and what you have is a compelling and fresh addition to the local K-drama that throws down the social conflict. The hit period zombie series Kingdom returned for its second season, Winter's Descent on the Joseon Kingdom, which makes life much harder for our returning heroes battling an undead horde who can now run amok in the daytime. The set's location and costume remain a highlight Netflix's first Korean original, but wildness and betrayal rage more furiously than before. The on-screen current loses some of its novelty on its second lap, especially as the story steadily contracts back to its straight point. Without a doubt, the biggest star pairing of the year was Son Ye-jin and Hyun Bin, previously co-stars in the thriller The Negotiation. In the hit series Crash Landing on You, the student drama is the tale of two star-crossed lovers. She's the fashion executive herself. He's the North Korean military officer who meet when a tornado shifts a parachute into a tree on the wrong side of the DMZ between the Koreans. Imagine life on the other side of the border is a bonus, but in an otherwise by-the-numbers story, it's the chemistry and wonderful performance of the leads that make this one a keeper. Korean TV is far less prone to strike these days, but sometimes you need a good old makjang to clear the air, and the penthouse one in life is the makjang par excellence. And knowing the average series that pit the average living in a 100-story ultra-luxury high-rise against each other, the series features the icest stars, the loudest arguments, and some brainstorming melodramatic set pieces that give the infamous kimchi slap a run for its money. Following in the wake of the similar Thames Sky Castle, the show has been a huge hit and received a rare two-season renewal while still on air. Kim Hae is the first to reckon with her award-winning turn as a loving wife and mother whose life begins to unravel as she suspects her husband of having an affair. And that affair is only the tip of the iceberg in the whirlwind story of Revenge and Regret, which became the most highly rated cable series of all time in Korea this year. The World of the Married is a Korean remake of the British TV series Dr. Foster, which is itself inspired by the romance story of Medea, the ruined wife kills her children and poisons her husband's new bride. Golden Age is crime drama strictly follow a difficult young student who is actually a lively mastermind imposter. He protects the wrinkle and the underage prostitute from dangerous clients. Streaming online as opposed to the safer waters of TV gives the show gradually way to explore violent and exploitative within Korean youth culture. Kim Jong-hyun plays the top student who secretly runs an illegal business in a street villa. Furthermore, the showrunners clearly weren't afraid of getting their hands dirty and showed just how dangerous society can be to women in what is often a searing portrait of the world in front of us but just out of view. Beyond its pressing themes, this is also thrilling entertainment, with the young cast finding themselves in many pulse-raising situations and need of an escape. Clearly, the dramas in the year 2020, the Uncanny Counters started being unique with another ingredients in the cast of the wickedly entertaining bestseller drama Hatsu League. This small-screen Korean Moneyball stars Nam Gong-min as a handsome numbers man brought in to shake up a losing team filled with clashing egos and diamonds in the rough. More than anything else this year, this show has the feel of a high-class American drama, yet it does not forget to bring the emotion home when it counts. Office rivalry, sports stats, secret agendas, rooting for the underdog has rarely been this much fun. This late year surprise is straight to the top of the list for its winning combination of superhero action, clever family dynamic, and fun world building. Its lead character cracks with wearing needle showers strength by the superpowered demon slayers by night. Duncan counters scores with terrific leads, playing 2020's best on-screen motley crew. It's the few current cultural quirks removed from Spider-Man, but no one's likely to accuse this fresh and witty show of being anything but a true original. As of writing the show is exactly halfway through its 16-episode run, but barring some major spikes, it should have little trouble hanging on the number one slot.
On your mind, what's the situation? Need you here, tired of the waiting.